Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your July 2025 relationship reading. I'm time stamping below so you can skip ahead to messages if you don't like to watch the process. But we're going to start by looking back at June when we connected. The messaging was about putting yourself first, and also there was a caution to put some distance between you and another person, so we're going to check in on that. And we'll use some other cards and the charms to look ahead at July and what you need to focus on in July. Just gonna see if I can add some light here. Okay, I think that's better. Put some light on the cards here. So looking back at June with your relationships, how did it go navigating? I thought there was two stuck there. Your relationships in June. Connections, old and new, young and old, I guess, as well. Okay, get these out of the way. We're gonna need the room. I think I've got a little crooked there. All right, looking ahead at July. Pretty interesting. Hard need to clear my throat just now, so I don't know if that's the angels kind of, you know how you kind of clap and rub your hands together before you get into something good. So maybe that's what we're about to get into here, get into some good stuff. Look at July, turn of events maybe, or maybe the ripple effect, the impact of you putting yourself first or choosing yourself first. Sort of the positive ripple effect of that definitely would get angels excited when we listen to our heart and follow our passions, follow our soul purposes. Okay, let's get some cards. Just seeing here what they want to discard before we get into it. Okay. Got some movement here on the back side. Okay. I see one of our newer charms has come out to be used, so that'll be fun. Seeing that for the first time. Had a few new charms over the weekend, but this is the first time I've seen that one. Discarding a couple there. Okay, so this one and this one. This one. This one. Okay, I'm just gonna tune in here. Oh, we got a magical moment, a magical milestone coming up. We got double transformation here, side by side. So must be transformation in connections, transformation with self. Kind of two stories there. Okay. Man, this clearing of the throat, this preparation to get into the reading here for Sagittarius. Sagittarius relationships. We're going to start with looking back at June. And as I mentioned in the intro, when we last connected on relationships last month, it was about putting yourself first and identifying a connection where you needed to put some distance between you and somebody else. And probably connected to putting yourself first. So we're just checking in, see how you did. I've had this card a few times in the readings, but this is the first time where it looks more like a lotus trap. You're kind of sucking your energies in here. For those of you who are also 80s, 90s children or into the Ghostbusters sort of movie world, kind of feels like that, right? The kind of trap and sucks all the energies in here. You're kind of calling your soul back here. So you definitely were putting yourself first. You know, you were calling back all your energy here that maybe others people were kind of benefiting from, kind of drawing from you. Let's see how they want me to hold these. I guess these two together. Well, now we have a zoomed in look, right? So you started to call back all your energies from everybody that's kind of withdrawn energies from you. And then we have a zoomed in, camera just went shh, in on your card. And look at the crystal kind of soul that's rising now, right? You've kind of crystallized, put all the pressure on your energies to release your star here. You know, your soul. So definitely some positive work here, Sagittarius. Last month, you guys, you know, paid attention, put yourself first, reconnected in here with your soul passions, what you need, what you desire. Oh, okay, there we go. Transformation. That's probably why I had this kind of paired together when I first picked them up, because you did, right? I said the kind of pressure here to make your crystal bring back your alignment, pulled back all your energies back to yourself. Like even here, we can see how the wing, if you read it backwards, it kind of looks like it's drawn back in. So even just reconnecting with your belief systems, your kind of spiritual connections here. So sort of whole body healing you really went through there in June. And then in terms of that connection, there is distance here, right? You did put the gap. You know, they're not kissing, they're not embracing. You're fully aware. You know, you're fully aware of this gap and the reasons for it. And look here in the background. Doesn't that look like this card? It's almost like we've gone, you know, from seeing it in the background, you're pulling in your energies, right? You pulled your energies back from this individual, you put your gap between. And then we got the close-up. Such a nice story here. So success all around for the Sagittarius group. So congratulations. I didn't have success stories with all the signs, and I got one more group to go in this last grouping of signs that the angels put together for these readings. So Aries is next, so hopefully we'll see some positivity there. But this last group, Scorpio, Cancer, yourself, Sag, and Aries, there's a lot of congratulations on a successful June in terms of your navigating and management of your relationships and your relationships with self. So looking over here at July, I am going to start down in this space here, because there's an interesting collection of charms. So we have a yes here from your angels. So I don't know who out there has asked a question about relationships. Maybe you're just questioning if your actions in June were appropriate. So we have a yes, just even to that. So if you've been questioning, or like I said, if you had a question in your heart about someone or a situation, yes, from the angels. And then we have some beautiful whimsical whimsy here. We have my Jack in the Box, which is all about sort of surprise and, you know, you're expecting the unexpected, or you should expect the unexpected. Kind of joyful moments might pop up. But they're pairing it with my superstition charm. This is one of the newer charms that I got. And the angels wanted to use this all about kind of superstition. You know, the cat's watching where he's stepping, right? Don't want to step on a crack. Don't want to walk under anything. So I don't know if you're being skeptical or you're questioning invitations you're getting to go off and do something fun. Because if you're superstitious about something, or perhaps an event coming up, you are leaning into superstitions. And I say that in the sense of like weddings, you know, there's something borrowed, something blue, you know, if it rains on your day, like kind of leaning into all that. And it is sort of the nuptials season here. But the angels are giving me such a nice playful energy with this, you know, almost kind of I don't want to say laughable superstitions, but they kind of like the playfulness. They kind of like that you're leaning into that. So maybe it is more of the traditional kind of superstitions. Like I must make sure I'm you know, not wearing a certain color when I go out, right? Because there's this whimsy, playfulness, childlike energy, innocence to it. And then lastly, we have kind of setting a new pace here, setting a new rhythm, sort of a new energy. Maybe you're going to get an influx here of some new energy. Maybe that's this playfulness that I'm seeing. Maybe a new connection's coming in that has this really happy-go-lucky energy. I don't, for those of you who do follow, I don't usually lean into the text on cards. That's just not how I do them. But as my thumb was kind of going over them, light, and I was saying playfulness and lightheartedness up here. But I think this connection is going to make you feel like light and joyous and happy, right? Kind of lift your spirits. So I don't know, Sag, you know, before this work that you put in here in June, if you were kind of feeling heavy with your relationships, but this is a light, very easy going relationship that you have or you're about to have. Because I'm saying both because I do feel like for some of you, this is a person in your life that you already kind of know about, and maybe you're just reconnecting or spending some more time with them, or they're just going to be really playful and kind of unexpected in July here with you. They're going to kind of walk to the beat of their own drum here, and they're going to kind of set you a new rhythm, a playful rhythm that you're going to enjoy. Then we have the cosmos. So in terms of them like affecting your world here, you know, if this is a new connection, you know, they really will start to be fully immersed in your world with you. You know, this is someone that you're going to bring in and integrate. You know, your world and their world is colliding here. So there could be meeting of the families, meeting of the friends happening this month for some of you. You've kind of hit that milestone. But like I said, it's a very light, easy relationship for you. So that should help you identify who this person is, or when you meet this new person, if it feels like this, it is someone that is okay to kind of integrate and invite into your life. Let's go over to this corner. For some reason, I want to kind of leave those two transformation charms up there. So we come over here, we have some social gatherings. There's going to be some people around you in July, or opportunities to be around people and have people around you. There's also a milestone or a key date that's going to come into effect here in July, or July is a turning period. You saw, right? You at the end of June here, you got back all your energies, and you've kind of refreshed, reestablished your soul energy here. But there seems to be like another milestone day here. And as I was doing that, they're making me touch the scroll. So this could be incoming news. So kind of a milestone related to receiving information that is either connected to a group of people, individuals. I mean, this could be an invitation to a gathering as well. That's incoming for you. And we have magical moment. It was, flew out of my hand back to the card. It was paired with the social charm, which is what I was going to say, but then it flew back to the card. So I guess it wants to be actually paired with this. So Maybe the magical moment is less so connected to that opportunity over there, and it's more so magic and you defining a sense of direction. Magic in the sense that you're making decisions now, right? You're putting yourself first. You're in control. You're the one spinning the bottle. So that's quite nice. You're choosing. You have opportunities, but you're choosing, or this incoming news that you're receiving opens up more opportunities for you. Could be a contract, right? So maybe a project, and it leads to more clients, more projects. So more contacts, more relationships. I'm pausing because I'm really intrigued by how they're pairing the owl here. So for those of you where this story is going to be a new connection that's really easy going, I think it's going to help heal maybe some past trauma that you've experienced in other similar types of relationships. So like I said, if this is a new love relationship, if this is a new friendship, a new workplace connection, the connection is going to be so easy that it's going to kind of heal any past trauma, any past preconceptions of what that type of relationship dynamic can be. This is the kind of relationship you kind of thought or wished this relationship, I don't know why I'm pointing at this one, that's the new one, this relationship was. So you're kind of replacing the relationship that you put distance with a better one that's going to help with this healing process. And look at the sense of direction here, right? He's kind of celebrating here on the peak of the cliff, again with the bird in the sky. So your companion here, and you're both going to set out sort of this next chapter, this next phase. So July is definitely a starting point for you in terms of just looking back at my notes, because it looks like Scorpio and Cancers were about their wheel of fate turning, and now we have Sagittarius. So maybe the 4 signs, Aries also has their wheel of fate turning. So new phase, that's what I mean by wheel of fate turning. It means you're into a next chapter, a next phase, a next stage of your life, your soul growth, etc. So, there's going to be a lot of newness here. Healing, new people, new opportunities, and a milestone here. So it'll be interesting to look back on July to see what the milestone ended up being for everybody. Was it received of news, an invitation, you choosing a direction, you and your partner choosing directions together? Quite interesting. Okay, let's start with this first transformation related to a deep connection that required you to have strength to kind of break it, to transform. So I think this is directly related over here, but the message is going to be about how you've transformed out of the sort of departing, right? You're kind of this arrow. You kind of left the connection. It took you strength to do it, but you're coming out of it kind of transformed here, better for it. Because you chose yourself. That takes strength and courage, putting yourself first, your needs first. And sometimes we have to do that, right? We have to end connections. Doesn't that look like the the scroll over here, right? Like you graduated. Your angel here is standing at the gates here to the Akashic records where our soul stories are kept, right? So they're handing off the transformation here, the success from the termination of this connection you earned, right? You've just unlocked. Here's the key to the records. You just unlocked the next phase here, the next stage in your soul path, your soul journey. So again, kind of going back to your your wheel of fate is turning forward here. And you got some kind, very, like I said, very easygoing, you know, a perfect match kind of energy here, relationship energy for you here, new connection. Well, that's exactly what you did, right? You freed yourself, which is what this card is all about, right? She's blindfolded. She's ignoring everything that has not served her, right? She's released herself. She's no longer bound and chained, right? It's not connected to anything. So you're no longer connected. You've successfully used the swords here. You've severed those ties. And like I said, you've already started the work to kind of put all this behind you. It's just, see how they're kind of lifting? They feel more ethereal, dreamlike, right? Kind of, they're just memories. All of these swords are fading into the past to become memories. So then your next phase, I guess, of transformation in July, so you've got sort of your personal transformation, which is, you know, everything moving here, shifting to the past as lived experience and embracing, unlocking your new phase, which you have here with manifest. So now that you've transformed, start manifesting. Start making your dreams come true, chasing your soul path. That's a nice card to receive, right? You know, releasing you to fly, right? Follow you've, I don't know if you can see how happy and excited. That's where I'm really going here in the card. Look how elated you are. Look how peaceful you are, right? The white dove is all about feeling of peace, calmness. You probably feel like you're yourself right now. Or you're starting to, right? You're starting to really feel like, you know, I can breathe. For some reason, I'm feeling like the breath. But you're so excited to like just take off into this next newness, this new world kind of that's waiting for you. And then you have all this beautiful support behind you, not just the angelic support, but obviously family support. You know, this new connection that's coming in, starting to really feel that ease here, right? This is going to be somebody that uplifts you and continues to tell you, okay, now go to the next stage. Now fly again. Now fly again. Like, they're smiling just as much as you're smiling here. So a much more supportive relationship versus probably what you were having up to this point in your relationships. You know, workplace, love, friends, etc. Have you been lacking in relationships where you know, there's authentic support for you? And it looks like you now have that. You're heading into that. Yeah, there's like this beautiful kind of tick, tick, tick that I'm kind of hearing here of these phases of prosperity, abundance, joy, happiness kind of coming into you. So it's like you've just grabbed a hold, right? We're in July. So you just grabbed a hold of this new phase, this new turn of the wheel of fate. And you've got two more here, tick, tick. So they're alluding to something else coming up here. I don't know if this is August, September. So July, August, September that they're ticking through. Could also be the seasons, so, summer, fall, winter. But it looks like something beautiful here, kind of this ongoing turning of the wheel for one full rotation. You know, it looks like Sagittarius is heading into a nice kind of second half of the year in terms of your relationships. The quality of relationships, the types of relationships. And it's definitely a reflection of how you've transformed, right? You've put yourself first, so now you're attracting like. Like attracts like. You're strong, you're courageous, you're connecting in with your spiritual side. You've connected in and brought all of your energy and your aura back. And you're tuned into your soul, your heart's desire, your soul path. You know where you're going. You're going to be a pretty steady rock. So I think this is going to go two ways. Not only in this relationship, I think in all your relationships, the ones that you're retaining, it's going to be supportive kind of both ways. Really, really nice way to kind of end there, especially with the support, and we have the healing just below there that we were talking about. Sorry, I just didn't realize the camera's out of focus. But we have some really nice sort of fresh starts in both self and with connections. And then we've got the healing here with the new and existing connections that you're bringing forward, your supportive connections, your positive connections. So like I said, we've got this kind of tick, 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 tick that I keep hearing. So I'm excited to connect in August, and let's see the progress that's happening.